It's these two Locas, the podcast.
Hey, welcome. And today we're going to be talking about friendships and culture. I like this topic because I don't think I hear a lot of people talk about like having friendships across the different cultures. What are kind of the things you learned about early about other cultures that may have made you hesitant about becoming friends with other cultures? I know we have like kind of a similar but very different like upbringing and everything. I remember specifically moving from the South Bronx to Yonkers suburbs. Like I must have been like 11 at this time.
Oh, terrible age. My condolences.
Yes. And it's hard because, I come from a community that is mostly Black and Latino, and that is just all I knew, right? So coming into the Yonkers of suburbs of Yonkers, it's definitely all white. So at 11-year-old, I had to figure out like where do I fit in and how do I make friends in this different culture. Like it's like I used to live in Parkchester and those buildings if you're familiar, and then I go to this building in Yonkers with like a doorman and a pool because it was a condo, so my mom came into a little money, and so she moved us. That was like her lifelong dream. So now I got to figure out what's it like being a little kid in this environment and being the only family of color in this entire building. And I think it was like her, like, I want to give my kid a different opportunity or upbringing. But, their mindset, that generation is like, yes, being in white neighborhoods and white communities, that is obviously like better because your access to more like resources and support or whatever, but like without thinking like you literally just uprooted me from something I've only ever known. So now it's all like quiet, and I'm faced like quiet is the first thing I said because it was very, very quiet.
Like she so literally quiet. Just overnight was just like you just woke up.
And now I'm in my new room. I actually have a bedroom. Like, because that's something, if y'all know, our families be piling everybody in the room.
White people should.
See, I ain't grow up with it, but I started at 11 as far as having my own bedroom. But it was interesting because I felt like I had to always explain who I am and my culture and background, why my hair is like this, why I don't do this. And so now, and I'm 11 years old, and I'm trying to figure out who I am and where I fit in, and also now I have to add on, how do I make friends in this new environment and community that I have nothing in common with? Like we had a very different upbringing. These families had money. My mom came into some money, and the money had left soon after. So it wasn't like, she
living posh after that.
And it wasn't like there was financial literacy in our communities, growing up. So like as soon as she got it, she wanted to make sure she did something good that was for me. But then, it quickly left. So you could be living in these spaces and places, and we still have nothing in common because I don't come from money. So we new to this. So it was very hard and isolating. That was like my earliest memory of trying to make friends like in different cultures, with different cultures, especially. And the building community was mostly, they were white, but I think a lot of the kids went to Jewish day camp. And I remember like there was a point in time, because I wanted to fit in so much, I wanted to be Jewish and I wanted to go to their day camp. But did not happen. I got sent to this day camp with
Where'd you go?
My mom thought, she was like, all right, you want to go to day camp? I found a day camp, right? I lasted 3 days in this day camp, y'all. I said I wanted to go to the Jewish one because those were the people, the kids in the building. That's where they went to.
Yeah.
She found one in Yonkers that was like the smiley. I just remember the symbol was like a smiling yellow emoji face.
That's what was bad.
Yes. And they put me in a group with girls, and apparently all of the girls were part of a program that was coming from a youth home situation. So these were tough girls. I'm in this day camp with group home girls who just wanted to fight. I lasted 3 days in this day camp. So clearly I felt like, okay, I can't fit in with y'all. I can't fit in with my white friends. Where did I go? So that's my earliest like transition into being like, okay, like how do I make friends? Oh, let me tell you something. Thank you. Hugs. Oh, you got a friend in me. I feel the hugs. And you know what else? You know what else too? I remember when we moved to this building, all white folks, right? And for the holidays, they were doing a talent show. And so me and my stepbrother at the time, we were like, oh, we're gonna do Mariah Carey and ODB for like this is like, you know, TikTok before
That is
TikTok.
not the most realest hood in New York.
We did it, and we performed it for this all white community.
Oh,
It was just like, oh, okay. I was singing my heart out too. And you walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine.
New York in the house.
Yeah, that's what we did in front of the whole building. I was like,
a condominium of white people.
you know, but I love that the innocence of us being kids. You know, we're like, this is authentically us. But I remember their faces. Now that I have context that I'm older, like they were like,
if you would have done that in the Bronx, y'all would have been hot.
Yeah, we would have been hot.
You would have had the whole crowd.
Yeah, you know, it didn't really go over well with them.
Translate.
Definitely positives to having friendships across different cultures, and there's ways, and there's ways to do it. I think that's like the next part of the conversation for another time. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing today.
Yeah, I realized I gone through a lot.
That's it. That's a wrap on another episode of These Two Locas. I'm J. Kim.
I'm Mika Kenya.
And
more hugs.